If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Nikola Tesla. Chapter 1. The Memory of Water. Water, the most abundant substance on Earth, is essential to life, and yet still a profound mystery. For centuries, scientists have analyzed its molecular composition, its ability to sustain life, and its crucial role in biological processes. And yet, despite our technological advancements, water continues to baffle us. What if it is more than just a physical element? What if water has the ability to store information, much like a computer? What if it responds to thoughts and emotions, subtly shifting its structure in response to human intention? These questions, once the domain of mystics and philosophers, are now being explored through the lens of scientific inquiry. One of the most fascinating pioneers in this field was Dr. Masaru Emoto, a Japanese researcher who dedicated his life to understanding the hidden properties of water. His groundbreaking experiments suggested something extraordinary. Water exposed to positive words, emotions, and sounds formed beautiful, intricate crystalline structures when frozen, while water exposed to negativity became disordered and fragmented. Imagine, for a moment, a glass of water in front of you. You speak words of love and gratitude to it. Could it be that the very molecules within are subtly shifting, aligning themselves in a state of harmony? Now consider the reverse. Harsh words, anger, or despair directed at that same water. Does its structure dissolve into chaos? If Dr. Emoto's findings hold true, then the implications are staggering. Could it mean that the water within us, making up over 60% of our bodies, responds in the same way to our inner dialogue and external environment? Ancient civilizations may have understood this concept long before modern science. Cultures around the world have long revered water, attributing to it divine properties. From the sacred rivers of India to the ritualistic use of water in Christian baptisms, humanity has instinctively recognized water as a conduit for purification, renewal, and transformation. Could these traditions be hinting at a deeper truth, one that science is only now beginning to uncover? Some skeptics dismiss these ideas as pseudoscience, arguing that water's structure is too fluid to retain memory in any meaningful way. Others suggest that if water truly held memory, its ability to do so would dissipate quickly, making any long-term imprinting impossible. And yet the question lingers. If water is capable of storing information, how might it influence not only our health, but also our thoughts, emotions, and even consciousness itself? It's worth pausing to consider. Have you ever noticed how the atmosphere of a place changes based on the energy people bring into it? Could it be that the very water in our surroundings absorbs and reflects this energy? If so, what does this mean for the way we interact with water every day? Perhaps there's more to this mystery than we've yet to understand. Whether you find these ideas compelling or remain skeptical, the exploration of water's potential memory challenges us to rethink our relationship with this fundamental element. What if water is more than we ever imagined? What if it has been quietly recording, reflecting, and responding to the world around it all along? Let's explore this mystery together. What do you think? Could water truly have a memory? Have you ever had an experience that made you wonder if water might be more than just a simple liquid? Share your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you think. Chapter 2. A Universe of Vibrations. Throughout history, spiritual traditions across cultures have spoken of the deep connection between human consciousness and the material world. In Hindu philosophy, the Vedas, the oldest known scriptures, describe water as a carrier of cosmic energy. The Upanishads, philosophical texts that delve into the nature of reality, suggest that thought itself has power, shaping the world around us. One of the most intriguing parallels lies in the practice of mantra chanting. In Hinduism and other spiritual traditions, specific sound frequencies, such as the sacred syllable Om, are believed to influence both the mind and the environment. Yogic teachings suggest that water exposed to these vibrations retains the energy and transformative properties of the sound. Dr. Emoto's work appears to confirm this ancient belief. His experiments showed that classical music produced beautiful, symmetrical ice crystals, while harsh, discordant sounds created chaotic, jagged structures. Could this mean that sound itself is a force capable of shaping reality? Modern physics may support this idea. Quantum mechanics suggests that observation and intention can influence subatomic particles, much like vibrations appear to shape water's crystalline structures. If both ancient wisdom and modern science point in the same direction, how might this understanding change our relationship with the world around us? Consider, for a moment, the sounds you are surrounded by daily. Are they harmonious and uplifting, or chaotic and stressful? Could they be subtly influencing your well-being in ways you've never considered? If sound can shape water, and we are largely made of water, what impact might it have on our thoughts, emotions, and health? This concept invites us to be more mindful of the sounds we expose ourselves to, the words we speak, and even the intentions we carry. What if our reality is being shaped not only by our thoughts, but by the very vibrations that surround us? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you believe sound has the power to shape water, and by extension, our own lives? Have you ever noticed the impact of certain sounds or words on your mood or environment? Share your experiences. Chapter 3: The Sacred Waters. The idea that water holds energy and intention is not confined to laboratory experiments or ancient texts. It has been woven into cultural practices for millennia. One of the most well-known examples is the sacred river Ganges in India. Hindus believe that its waters purify the body and soul, carrying the prayers of millions. Science may now be catching up to this ancient wisdom. If water can indeed record and transmit information, then the constant exposure of the Ganges to sacred chants and devotion may give it a unique energetic structure, setting it apart from ordinary water. Similarly, the concept of sankalpa in Hindu tradition, setting a focused intention before performing rituals, echoes Dr. Emoto's findings. His research suggests that water responds to human consciousness, physically transforming based on intention. If true, this idea carries profound implications for human health and well-being, as the human body is composed of nearly 70% water. Could it be that sacred waters around the world, whether the healing springs of Lourdes, the Zamzam well in Mecca, or Japan's Kiyomizu waterfall, owe their power not just to their mineral content, but to the prayers and reverence they have received over centuries? If intention and energy influence water, what does this mean for how we treat the water we drink daily? Think about the way you interact with water. Do you bless it before drinking? Do you hold gratitude for it? If water does indeed carry memory, perhaps even the smallest acts of reverence could have a deeper impact than we realize. This raises an intriguing question. Could we be influencing our own well-being simply by shifting our awareness of water? I'd love to hear your perspective. Have you ever experienced a moment where water felt different, more powerful, or even sacred? Let's explore this mystery together. Chapter 4: Mind over Matter. The power of the mind has been a subject of fascination for centuries, weaving its way through spiritual traditions, scientific discoveries, and personal experiences. The Bhagavad Gita, one of Hinduism's most revered texts, speaks to this truth with striking clarity. In a moment of hesitation and despair, the warrior Arjuna finds himself on the battlefield, torn between duty and doubt. Krishna, his divine charioteer, reminds him of a crucial lesson. The mind, when undisciplined, is one's greatest enemy, but when mastered, it becomes a powerful ally. This simple, yet profound wisdom echoes through time, touching on something deeply relevant to our daily lives. Our inner world shapes our outer reality. A fascinating parallel emerges when we consider the work of Dr. Masaru Emoto, a Japanese researcher whose experiments suggest that thoughts and words influence the structure of water. Emoto's studies involved exposing water to different words, images, and sounds, then freezing and examining the resulting crystals. Water subjected to words of love and gratitude formed stunning, symmetrical patterns, while water exposed to negative words appeared chaotic and distorted. If we consider that the human body is composed of approximately 60% water, the implications become profound. Could our thoughts and emotions be subtly shaping our well-being at a molecular level? If love and positivity create harmony within water, what might they be doing within us? Skeptics have been quick to challenge Emoto's findings, arguing that his experiments lack scientific rigor and repeatability. However, the broader question remains, can consciousness influence reality? This notion is not limited to spiritual philosophy. It is slowly finding its place within the realm of science. Quantum mechanics, the field that explores the behavior of particles at the subatomic level, offers a striking example of how observation itself can alter reality. The famous double-slit experiment has shown that particles behave differently depending on whether they are being observed. This raises a compelling question. If consciousness has the power to change the behavior of matter at a fundamental level, how does this principle apply to our everyday lives? Many ancient traditions have long maintained that the mind is not separate from the material world, but is intricately woven into its fabric. Yogic practices, Buddhist meditation techniques, and even modern mindfulness exercises all point to the same conclusion. Our inner state directly influences our outer experience. Imagine for a moment the potential that lies in mastering this truth. If our minds are indeed shaping our reality, what changes could we make simply by becoming more conscious of our thoughts? Could shifting our focus from fear to gratitude transform not just our personal lives, but the world around us? This idea may challenge conventional perspectives, but perhaps that is where its true power lies. What if our ability to manifest, heal, and create is greater than we have been led to believe? Could it be that the line between science and spirituality is not as rigid as we once thought? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you believe consciousness shapes reality, or do you think the mind's influence is overstated? Feel free to share your perspective as we explore this mystery together. Chapter 5: The Akashic Connection. Hindu philosophy speaks of Akasha, often translated as ether or the cosmic field, as a universal repository of all energy and information. This concept suggests that everything, past, present, and future, exists within this vast and interconnected space. Interestingly, some modern scientists propose that the universe itself may function like a vast quantum field, where all things are linked in ways we are only beginning to understand. Could it be that what ancient traditions called Akasha aligns with what science is now uncovering? One fascinating connection emerges when we consider the work of Dr. Masaru Emoto, whose research suggests that water responds to human consciousness. His experiments demonstrated that thoughts, words, and intentions could influence the molecular structure of water, creating either harmonious or chaotic patterns. If water is capable of storing and reflecting energy, could it be acting as a conduit between human consciousness and this greater universal intelligence? Could we be interacting with the Akashic field in ways we don't yet fully grasp? If every thought and emotion carries an energetic imprint, then we must ask ourselves, are we unknowingly shaping not just our own health, but the world itself? The idea that our collective thoughts influence the planet's energy is not new. Many spiritual traditions emphasize the power of mass meditation, prayer, and intention setting to create meaningful change. Scientific studies on the effects of group meditation have even suggested that focused intention can reduce crime rates and promote peace in communities. If true, this presents a powerful realization. Our consciousness is not isolated, but deeply intertwined with the greater whole. Modern physics, particularly in quantum mechanics, is beginning to hint at this interconnectivity. The observer effect, for example, demonstrates that the mere act of observation influences the behavior of particles. What if consciousness plays an even bigger role than we realize? Could our thoughts, both individual and collective, be shaping reality at levels beyond our current understanding? These ideas may seem abstract, but their implications are profound. If the Akashic field is real, then what we think, feel, and believe matters far more than we often assume. The question then becomes, how can we consciously engage with this field? Can we harness this connection to manifest more harmony, healing, and awareness in our lives? What do you think? Is there truth to the idea of a universal field of consciousness? Or is this simply an ancient metaphor reinterpreted through modern science? Share your perspective as we continue exploring the mysteries of mind, matter, and the unseen forces that may be shaping our world. Chapter 6. A New Understanding of Reality. Dr. Emoto's work is not necessarily the final answer, but it challenges us to reconsider the nature of reality. The knowledge preserved in the Vedas, Upanishads, and other ancient texts may not have been mere philosophy, but rather an advanced understanding of the hidden forces that govern existence. For centuries, mystics and sages have spoken of reality as something more than just the physical world we perceive with our senses. They described an underlying energy, an interconnected field that binds all things together. Today, modern physics is beginning to echo these sentiments. Quantum mechanics, with its perplexing principles, suggests that the universe is not a static, mechanistic entity, but a dynamic, interconnected web of possibilities. Could it be that science is just now catching up to what ancient wisdom has always known? If water truly responds to consciousness, as Dr. Emoto's experiments suggest, then our thoughts, words, and intentions are not just fleeting emotions. They are creative forces shaping the world around us. This idea carries profound implications. It means that our inner world of beliefs and emotions has a tangible impact on our external reality. Imagine, for a moment, the possibilities. If our collective consciousness influences the fabric of reality, then what we choose to focus on matters immensely. Could widespread negativity and fear be reinforcing chaos in the world? Conversely, could love, gratitude, and intention be powerful enough to shift reality toward harmony? This perspective invites us to take responsibility for our thoughts and emotions. If reality is as malleable as both ancient wisdom and modern science suggest, then we are not merely passive observers, but active participants in the unfolding of existence. It raises an important question. How can we use this knowledge to create positive change, both personally and globally? What are your thoughts? Does this perspective resonate with you? Or do you see reality in a different light? As we continue our exploration, I encourage you to reflect on your own experiences and share your insights. After all, the more we question, the closer we come to understanding the deeper mysteries of life.